Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about major new statistics that just came out for the D&D community from Wizards of the Coast. So Wizards of the Coast made two pretty bold statements based on data that they had collected. So Wizards of the Coast is now saying that these are the statistics on Dungeons & Dragons community, the D&D community. They are saying that 88% of all Dungeons & Dragons players are below the age of 40 years old, okay? Which is pretty, that's pretty different. Like that's, I don't think that was an expected value, right? Like, that's very surprising to hear that number, okay? All right, so, so basically they're saying 88% of all D&D players are below the age of 40 years old, and 12% are above the age of 40 years old, which means the old grognards, the 1Es and the 2Es, they're far outnumbered by a factor of more than 4 to 1 at this point, right? So this is really, really big information. What does this mean? Well, one of the biggest things this really means, it's really kind of a pretty big deal, in my opinion, is that gatekeeping has fully failed, right? So basically, I saw this news on a Twitter post, and on the Twitter post they had a picture of a gate in the middle of a field, and there's no fence around it, right? So the idea that anyone can gatekeep anybody out of D&D is pretty ludicrous at the macro level. There's certainly gatekeeping that's still happening. You know, there's literally millions of Dungeons & Dragons players. But I think, actual effective gatekeeping is probably at a percentage between like 1 and 3%, if that. And so, like, at least 95% of people who want to play Dungeons & Dragons, there's really no way for anyone to gatekeep them out, because with social media, they can just go find the DMs who are willing to DM for anyone and everyone the way any normal human being should, right? So, that's 100%. I think that's 100% correct. So that's a pretty huge fact, right? Like, so basically it means the grognards are now outnumbered almost 9 to 1, right? So that basically the D&D is catching on with a younger crowd. That's huge. And I'm going to say it, Matthew Mercer, there's no two ways about it. The critters are by far the largest growing, that nothing spreads Dungeons & Dragons faster than Critical Role right now. I don't think that's a debatable fact, right? So here's the next one. The gender breakdown for Dungeons & Dragons is 60-40, right? That's incredible. Holy cows, right? That means that if you take five Dungeons & Dragons players off the street, 2 of them are going to be women and 3 are going to be men. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. In fact, that's so incredible, we may have fully, defeated the gender problem, right? In that it may be at a position now where the genders are the gender percentage is exactly where it should be, right? We don't know that yet. We don't know if men and women want a different level of, what should be the gender shape of the Dungeons & Dragons community. We don't really know. You'd have to do a survey of, a lot of men and women and say, do you have any interest in, and then we would get the correct percentage. We do know, though, that there was a time, I'm pretty sure, where Dungeons & Dragons was like 90-10, right? That wasn't right. That seems very logical there, right? 60-40, that may be right, only because of combat. I'm not sure overall that females and males specifically desire the same amount of combat in a game. The only reason I'm saying, I could be 100% wrong on that. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong and you think there's evidence that women are far more interested in combat than men. It's quite possible. Please let me know. But I think at this point these numbers are incredible, and it means that the diversity that we've been seeking as far as gender and age has fully arrived. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.